A human marrying an alliance girl was never supposed to happen. Interstellar law discouraged it, tradition rejected it, and most species considered it biologically and culturally reckless. Yet, when Commander Elias Ward stood beside Princess Alira of the Lithari Alliance, the entire galaxy watched in stunned silence. What looked like a simple union would soon reshape galactic politics forever. Elias Ward was not royalty. He was not even famous outside of military circles. He was a frontline human officer known for his calm decision-making and brutal honesty. He had saved an Alliance convoy years earlier, during a Devourer ambush, holding a defensive line long after retreat orders were issued. That was where Alira first saw him, not as a hero, but as something rare in the galaxy, someone willing to die quietly so others could live. Alira was different from most Alliance nobles. Trained as a diplomat and educated in warfare, she was respected across multiple species. She believed unity wasn't built through treaties alone, but through genuine trust. Over years of joint operations, their conversations turned into understanding, understanding into respect, and respect into something dangerous, affection. When the announcement of their union was made public, the outrage was immediate and overwhelming. Alliance councils protested. Religious orders condemned it. Several species threatened to withdraw from coalition defense agreements. Humans were considered too aggressive, too emotional, too unpredictable to be tied to a royal bloodline, especially after humanity's recent wars. Elias was offered an easy way out. Step aside quietly, deny the bond, return to Earth with his honor intact. He refused. Not with anger, not with grand speeches, just a simple refusal. Because for humans, commitment means something far deeper than politics. The wedding took place on a neutral orbital station, under heavy security. There was no grand celebration, no music, just witnesses from both species and an uneasy, palpable silence. As Elias placed his hand over Alira's bioluminescent crest, ancient Lithari symbols flared to life across the chamber. The bond was accepted, not just emotionally, but biologically. And that was when the galaxy realized something had gone terribly wrong, or perhaps, terribly right. Lithari bond laws activated defensive genetic protocols. Alira's species was ancient, evolved for survival through a shared neural resilience. By bonding with a human, those protocols linked directly to Ilias's nervous system. Human adaptability had just met alien bioengineering. Something entirely new was created. Medical scans showed impossible results. Elias's reaction speed increased exponentially. His neural resistance to fear spiked. His pain tolerance exceeded all known human limits. He wasn't stronger, he wasn't faster, he was steadier, unbreakable under pressure. Alliance scientists were alarmed. Human scientists were fascinated. But military commanders, they were terrified. Then the attacks began. A rogue faction within the Alliance, fearing the Union would destabilize their power structures, attempted to assassinate Alira. The strike team breached the station silently. They never reached their target. Ilias detected them before any alarms could trigger. Not through sensors, but through pure instinct. Every movement was precise. Every decision was immediate. He neutralized the attackers without lethal force, shielding Alira until help arrived. Security footage of the incident spread across the galaxy like wildfire. A human officer moving with alien precision, reacting faster than even the most highly trained Lithari guards. Whispers began to circulate. What else could humans become? The Devourers noticed, too. They targeted the Lithari homeworld, calculating that destabilizing the Alliance emotionally would weaken its defenses. Coalition fleets scrambled, but distance made a quick response impossible. Elias volunteered immediately. Not as royalty, not as a symbol, but as a soldier. Alira stood beside him on the bridge. She did not beg him to stay. Lithari bonds weren't about possession. They were about a shared fate. The battle that followed was unlike anything recorded in galactic history. Human ships fought with their usual brutal efficiency, but now they were coordinated through Lithari neural relay technology. Communication lag vanished. Formation responses were instantaneous. For the first time, humans were not just fighting beside aliens. They were fighting as one unified system. Casualties were heavy. Humans accepted that cost, but what shocked the Alliance was how controlled the chaos became. Every sacrifice was calculated. Every loss was meaningful. The Devourer fleet broke within hours. When the War Council reconvened, the tone had changed dramatically. There was no outrage, no condemnation, only questions. Could this union be replicated? Could humanity and the Alliance evolve together? Elias answered for them. This wasn't a weapon. This wasn't a program. This was trust. Something no laboratory could ever manufacture. The marriage was no longer controversial. It became symbolic. Not of power, but of possibility. Years later, children would be born from human-alien unions. They were not hybrids designed for war, but beings raised between cultures. They were translators, diplomats, and defenders who understood both restraint and sacrifice. The galaxy learned a lesson it never expected. Humanity did not conquer through force alone, nor through superior technology. They bonded, they adapted, they committed fully. even when the cost was unbearably high. And when humans love, fight, or protect something, they do it completely. The stars would remember that union, not as a scandal, but as the moment the galaxy stopped fearing humanity and started trusting them. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more tales from across the galaxy.